Good morning. I want to welcome you to our Faith Day, which focuses on 175 years of continuous Catholic education in the Waterloo region. One of the purposes of this morning is to have you hear some testimonials about Catholic education in this region. You'll hear from staff, from former trustees, from graduates as they reflect on what Catholic education means to them. Whether you work in the board office, Dutton Drive, or in one of our many schools, you make decisions every day to keep hope alive for students. As you listen to these testimonials, please reflect on how you are a beacon of hope for our students. Congratulations on 175 years of Catholic education, and we look forward to the next 175.
The Canadian Catholic School Trustees Association, in their document Build Bethlehem Everywhere, proclaim, "The foundational matter of Catholic education is not merely one of comprehending God, but rather of God apprehending us in love. In realizing this hope, we are guided by the Holy Spirit and called to be witnesses of the risen Christ." 175 years ago, settlers in Waterloo region, united by the fervent desire that their children be educated in both the manner and matter of the Catholic faith, set about the establishment of schools that reflected their morals, beliefs, and values. The commitment and sacrifice of these families was met by a similar spirit held by Catholic families across the region. Their hopes and aspirations did not go unnoticed by the bishop, who sent priests to help in the establishment of these schools. These efforts were joined by the educational mission of the Congregation of the Resurrection and the School Sisters of Notre Dame, as well as the Jesuits and the Carmelites. These early schools planted the seeds which would continue to grow as a community of Catholic education in Waterloo region.
In those days, a great sacrifice was made by the lay teachers and to a lesser extent ourselves, the priests. And what I mean by that is that at that time there was not full funding. That came in 1984. But at that time, the teachers had to, because of their commitment to Catholic education, they took a lesser salary than our friends in the public system. And that wouldn't change for quite a while. And so there was great sacrifices made by the teachers.
Even though today our students are largely educated by lay teachers, our schools still retain a vital and valuable relationship with the churches that serve their particular community. It is this relationship that strengthens us as a community of Catholic education.
By the 70s, our Catholic schools were changing radically. Where once the religious sisters and priests were the mainstay of leadership and teaching, their diminishing numbers now demanded a laity to fulfill the leadership gap. And the question that remains even today, are we able to assume this mantle of culture, tradition, ritual, and reverence? In the late 80s, this board embraced the inclusion of students with special needs. To me and others, it seemed the natural way to welcome and celebrate the life of these young people, to celebrate their gifts as deeply as we did all of the others. And this is the strength of Catholic education. We strive to build communities of people who live with and for each other for the common good.
Significantly, the 1980s brought full and equal funding, a right that came as the result of the tireless efforts of parents, parishes, and school staff.
That was a day of celebration for me. I saw at that moment the vision of our foundress, Mother Teresa, being implemented. She always had this vision that if we educate children, women, and youth, in turn, they will change society. And she always had this wonderful gift of always looking and recognize that education was a power tool to change the lives of many people and children and to change society for the common good of all.
Parents, whether they are faith-filled or not, whether they attend church or not, send their students to our system for a reason. So it's a huge responsibility for us, and one that I think we do very well. And then once they leave our system, hopefully at some point they will send their children to our system, and the whole process, the whole tradition will continue.
We wanted young people the best for them in learning in terms of their human development as well as their spiritual development. And so because it was a sacred trust, we tried, didn't often succeed, to take each student and treat that person as a child of God, and to try to respect and help and never give up.
Everyone in this school loves one another, so we all have a connection between each other.
You can be with people who believe the same beliefs that you have, and the teachers just give you like further learning on what you already have as a basis.
I think it's important to learn about Catholic education because it brings us closer to God, and it just makes us respect each other more.
It's respectful, and we get more together as friends.
The teachers can talk to us about our faith and not be afraid to share their experiences with their faith to us students. And it's really inspiring that they can share with us stories about how they've struggled through their faith and how they've overcome their struggles.
We exist to educate and to empower students, children, and even the employees.
We looked for a house where there was a school and a church that was close by that our children could attend, and we were fortunate enough to be blessed with 2 daughters, and I wanted to send them to the Catholic school. I myself am Catholic, and I felt it was a superior school, and that's where I would want, you only want the best for your children. So we sent them there, and I thought what better place to work as a school and where my children were being taught.
Well, one of the spiritual things that I like about St. Mary's is they have a Mass every Friday, and I get a lot out of that.
I do like working for the Waterloo Catholic District School Board. I find they're a very caring place to work for. They're a good employer, and they're very considerate.
Today, we continue to be, as our vision proclaims, the heart of the community where there is success for each and a place for all. As we look to the future of Catholic education in Waterloo Region, let us remember the work that has already been accomplished because of the hopes of the early families, pastors and staff, and use that to fuel ourselves to continue to embody what it means to be a people of hope, apprehended by God in love. The Waterloo Catholic District School Board is a dynamic community, looking to the future as we continue to educate the leaders of tomorrow.
Rooted in faith, learning and love, dedicated to excellence.
They're so transparent, and once they press the toothpaste tube for a while just to check you out, and then once they trust you, then they really do open up. It's wonderful. It's great. So it keeps me alive.
Hope you've had a wonderful day so far. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate our system for 175 years of great work, and not just for what happens in the classroom, at the board office, or on the board table, but also to take the time to applaud and thank the many people across our system, staff, students, and parent volunteers that time and time again take on, in faith, many social justice issues to help those people most in need in our own communities and communities around the world. Indeed, we are very proud of you, and you should be proud of yourselves as well for the wonderful work over the past 175 years. Thank you again, God bless, and keep up the good work.